everyone, my name is Akorede Adenike. In this tutorial today, I would like to teach you how to cut and sew Iro and Buba for 6 to 7 years old girl child. Iro and Buba is usually worn by Yoruba tribe here in Nigeria. Here is the African print that I'm using for the tutorial today. Is Ankara fabric. So let's get into it. So I'm going to cut our Iro first. This is how I'm going to fold my fabric before cutting it out. Assuming this is the width of my fabric and this is the length. Ankara fabric usually come by 45 or 46 inches in length. Assuming this is the length and this is the width of it. So I'm going to fold it like this before I measure that Iro out. To make it accurate, to make it straight, rhyme at the edge, both edges. So this is how I'm going to fold it before measuring that Iro out now. So I'm going to measure 1.5 yards of fabric out for our Iro. Now this is the length of my fabric, which I said is always come by 45 or 46 inches, and here is the width of it. So at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how much fabric I used. Just let me continue. So I'm going to fold like I explained on the paper. I'm going to fold it into two like this towards the length before I measure that 1.5 yard out for my Iro to make it equal at the edge here, because at times our fabric used to be bent at the beginning or at the end of the fabric. So I'm going to fold it towards the length like this, fold into two. As I'm folding, I will be measuring it till I get that 1.5 yard. Till I get what I want. Make sure it's equal, please. This is 1 yard now, so I'm going to measure from here now. That's ½ yard. Make sure you fold it very well, please. So here now I'm going to notch it. I'm folding like this before I cut it out. Now I'm done cutting that 1.5 yard that I said I need for our Iro. So here's it now. I'm going to put it aside, fold another fabric for the Buba, which is the upper part. So here is another fabric for the Buba. The length I'm making use of is 21 inches. So I have 22 inches here, folded into two, as you can see. From the shoulder, just measure where you want it to reach from our shoulder. I just measure from our shoulder where I want the length to reach. So I have 22 inches here. That 1 inch will be for my hemming allowance at the bottom here. So I'm going to fold it into two like this again. To know the amount of fabric folding for that, just measure from the center back to where you want it, or better still, you can make use of our hip. I'm making use of our hip now. I'll just add 8 to 10 inches to it. I'm adding 10 inches to it, depends on how much fabric you have. So our hip is 26 inches. If I add 10 inches to it, that will give me 36 inches. I'm dividing that 36 inches by 4. That is why I folded it into 4. As you can see, folded into 2 and folded into 2 again, making into 4 fold. So I have here now 9 inches, because quarter of that 36 inches is 9 inches, as you can see, because that 10 inches include all the necessary allowances, both seam and ease allowances. So The length is 21 plus 1 inches, hemming allowance like I said, and folded into 4 here is 9 inches. So, and here is the shoulder. I don't need to cut shoulder for it. I'll just leave it like this. As a buba, we don't usually cut the shoulder. So from the shoulder here now, I'm going to measure 3 inches for our neck depth and 2.5 for our neck width. I'm going to connect it just like this using my free hand. If you have your curve ruler, you can make use of that. If you are not good at your free hand, I'll just cut it out now. So I'm notching here where I'm going to join my sleeve to. So I'm done with the buba now. Now let's move on to the sleeve. Here is another fabric for my sleeve. I have 2 pieces of it here because I'm cutting both together, both sleeves. So here is it now. The length of my sleeve is 9 inches. I have here 12.5. I'm using half to join it to the body, and I'm going to use 3 inches to hem the bottom of my sleeve just like this. So I'm measuring that 3 inches because I want to notch it here for me to know where the 3 inches is when I get to my machine. I'm notching here too to indicate my shoulder. Let's move on to the sewing part. Here is my sleeve. I'm going to open it up. I'm marking on the wrong side. Here is the wrong side of my sleeve before I separate it for me not to make any silly mistakes. So this is one of the sleeves. I'm going to hem the bottom of my sleeve by folding half here. You know, I have 3 inches for the hemming of my sleeve. I'm going to fold half in like this and fold the remaining 2.5 like this. You know, I've already notched it here. I'm going to target that place. Just fold it like this and top stitch on it like this. I'm doing the same thing on the second sleeve. After hemming my sleeves, I'm going to move ahead to my hero. This is my hero now. So on both sides, the length part on both sides, I'm going to hem it with 1 inch, just like this. With 1.5. Fold half in like this and fold 1 again. Top stitch on it. I'm going to do the same thing on the second side of it. After doing that, I'm going to fold the edge here with 1/2 inch. Both the upper part and the down part with 1/2 inch, and I'm going to top stitch on it all around. When I finish with all that, I'll come and show you what's next. Now I'm done with all that I explained. This is my hero. I'm done hemming it like I explained. Both the upper part and the down part of it on both sides. So here is my sleeves, the 2 sleeves. So this is one of my sleeves. I'm going to fold it like this for me to stitch my side seam. The width of my sleeve is 8 inches. I have here 9 inches folded into 2, as you can see. So I'm going to stitch my side seam, which is 1 inch. If you are a beginner, you can measure it out before you stitch it. Here is it. Just connect it straight and stitch on that line. I'm doing the same thing on the second sleeve. So when I finish with that, I'll go to my buba. Here is my buba now, and this is the wrong side of my buba. I'm going to open it up to the right side, just like this. So I'm going to finish up the neckline with bias tape. As you can see, here is the bias tape I'm using for it. What I will just do is to place it. I'm going to open it up like this. You know, I have 1 inch of bias tape here. I'm going to open it up like this. So I'm going to fold 1/2 inch. I'm going to fold it in like this. So I'll now place it on the right side of my buba like this at the neckline. Stitch with 1/4 inch all round. When I finish with that, I'll come and show you what's next. I'm done stitching my bias tape with 1/4 inch to my neckline. As you can see, I started by folding 1/2 inch here before stitching it. So I ended it with 1/2 inch overlap, as you can see. So I'll easily fold it in like this and top stitch. Let me turn it to the wrong side for you to see. So I'm going to flip it in like this and top stitch on it all around. So, and these are my sleeves. I've stitched my side seam. So when I'm done with the bias tape on the neckline, I'm going to turn my sleeves into the right side and place it on my bubba, the main body. I'll let the notching align on each other like this and stitch with 1/2 inch all around. I'm doing the same thing on the second sleeve. When I finish with all that, I'll come and show you what's next. Now I'm done with all that I explained. As you can see, I finished up the neckline and I'll fix my sleeves to the body. Here is it now. So what I'll just do is to place it like this and stitch my side seam, both side seam. I'm going to leave about 4 inches at the bottom here for me to let it open. Now I'm done stitching both side seam, as you can see. So I'll go ahead now and hem both sides and the bottom. Now I'm done hemming. As you can see, here is the finishing look of it. For better understanding, I'm going to drop a link on how to make it for adults in the box below for you guys to understand very well. Just follow the process. It's the same process. What's difference there is the measurement. This is where I'm stopping for today, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that when I upload new video, you will be notified. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye bye.